Blame Truth here, and I think you know what time it is. So if you're at home and you're not driving and you're, a responsible adult and you got everything taken care of, then why don't you pop a Blame Wiser with me here? Oh yeah. And let's toast, let's celebrate Battlefield 6 finally being here. I played this game about 3.5 hours today, and the entire time, it is nothing but sheer and utter fun. I don't want to overhype anything. I want to give you my first impressions. Everything could change with time and the more we get used to certain things. But my first impressions, I'm blown away. I actually didn't get to play the beta a whole lot, which in a weird way is a good thing because I'm more surprised at the full release and it being a complete game and it being just... I don't know. It ran without a hitch. I logged on, I played with my friends, I partied up, and I had a blast. And this particular gameplay, I think, was my favorite. The thing about Battlefield, if you guys are new to the series or you've never played or whatever, and you're coming from Call of Duty, and let's be honest here, there are a lot of COD refugees. And if you are one of these refugees, you can pick up this hat, make Activision go away. Yeah, it's a funny political meme. You can pick up this hat, comes in red and black, trucker or dad hat, via my CrowdMade link in the pinned comment or video description. I've been wearing this around. The good news is I haven't been assaulted or shot or whatever, so that's good. The bad news is that old people don't know what the fuck's going on or what an Activision is. But my friends and millennials and Gen Zs and stuff, they think it's just hilarious. So pick you one up, support the channel if you want some funny merch, and I guess I'll just get right on into the meat and potatoes now about Battlefield and what makes it so fucking good right now. So, without further ado, I got a lot of good things I want to get off my chest. So, back to Battlefield. Whoa. That's weird. Unknown caller. I'm gonna not answer that. Sorry about that, guys. Back to Battlefield, though. What makes this game so good? If you're a COD refugee and you're new to the series, allow me to explain. So, if you guys are new to Battlefield, what makes this game so fun is not necessarily if you win or lose. It's not necessarily what happens with your overall team, especially in these big modes. It's kind of what happens within your squad. You coming in with a clutch revive to your friend. You repairing your friend's tank. You coming in, clearing out an objective and taking that with your squad. All that stuff. It's all the stuff that happens within the game and not the game itself, not the match itself. That is the most fun, in my humble opinion. It's those moments in between everything that happens within your small four-man team that really make Battlefield a blast to play. Just as an example, if I can go back to Bad Company 2, love that game. If you guys want to see gameplay of that, like on the 360, I had that on my channel if you're feeling nostalgic. You can check that out. But I used to put a bunch of C4 on the UAV and then you pilot the UAV into the enemy's bomb sites on Rush, and it would do damage to it. It was just amazing. It was amazing. Stuff like that is so much fun in Battlefield, and you cannot do that in any other FPS. Yeah, it was cheesy, but it was a lot of fun. You could also do that with ATVs and stuff. Just drive it right into the objective, load it up with C4. We had another name for it, but I don't want to get canceled in the good old 2025. So we're just going to say that it was a lot of fun. If you played the game, you know. So anyway, I love Battlefield 6, though. I had so much fun today. There was a point as well where I was driving a tank into an enemy objective, and I noticed that the tank was leaving treads in the sand, like tread marks in the sand. And I was like, wow, that's actually amazing. This game, technically speaking, is a modern marvel. It really is. It looks so good. It sounds incredible. And it's optimized. It's optimized. I've got a 4070 Ti. I play in 1080p, so I'm not like pushing the limits of anything. But the game runs incredibly smoothly, and it looks phenomenal. The destruction off the charts, everything about it is just, it is a work of art. This is a game that you can go into and lose yourself in. You are completely absorbed in the world around you, if that makes sense. The destruction, the sound design, the visuals, and now the smoothness. Like, Battlefield has always kind of lagged behind Call of Duty when it comes to the smoothness of everything. I think, genuinely, and I don't think this is subjective, I think this is objective. I think Battlefield 6 feels smoother, is better optimized, looks better, plays better than modern Call of Duty. After the debacle that was Black Ops 6 this past year with its terrible optimization, man, Battlefield 6 has dethroned them as far as an FPS feeling so fucking good to move around and shoot. You know, it's fantastic. I cannot speak highly enough about it. And speaking of Call of Duty, I am fresh off of the Black Ops 7 beta while saying this, so it's fresh in my mind. And, you know, it's just so nice not having to talk about Call of Duty. I can take a break. I know I'm the Godfather, but damn, it feels good not having to talk about Call of fucking Duty. Whoa, I just got a text. I like your door. Huh, unknown caller again. I'm just gonna ignore that. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I really like the class balance on paper. It all looks really, really good. And I like that every single class has that proficiency, so you're not locked to using a specific weapon class like the old Battlefield, but it encourages you to do that, and you will get a bonus if you do that. I think that is definitely the correct way to go, and I think that should appease both sides, maybe. I don't know. Maybe some hardcore old school Battlefield fans will not like that. I personally think it is a good change, but that remains to be seen in due time, I guess, you know. But first impressions, I really, really like it. I also like how everything has a progression to it, even the vehicles, leveling up vehicles. I think the key to this game will be how they handle progression and how it feels to just level up for everyone. So far, I don't really have any faults I can give this game, except it's a little finicky sometimes getting in and out of vehicles. For example, like, it's not in this gameplay, but sometimes I'll hit X on my controller and I won't get out or get in. Sometimes I'll hold X and I won't get out or get in. Not sure what that's about. Maybe just some random bug. Also, the UI, man, it is bad. And I haven't played every mode, of course. I heard the campaign isn't that great, but really the only negative so far that I've experienced is the UI, and entering vehicles is a little finicky, but that could be something on my end. I don't even know. So, but yeah, man. Let's finish off this Blamewiser, though. It's a little sweaty next to me. It's sitting out for a bit. But, hey, you know what? A slightly cold beer is better than no beer, am I right? So cheers, guys. Let's take a swig here. Ah, it's good. Oh, whoa. Unknown caller yet again. All right. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm just going to mute this so it stops ringing in your ear, and then I'm going to answer, and we're just going to take this call together. Hello, I'm recording a commentary, and you are interrupting.
What's your favorite shitty map?
Like in FPS? Favorite? I mean, I really dug picking on Piccadilly.
And how many doors were on Piccadilly?
That's a bit of a loaded question because that game had a shit ton of doors, but that map didn't have a lot because it had more buses. Wait, hold on. Who the fuck is this?
I think you know. Why don't you check your email?
Okay, I will in a second, but why are you asking me about maps in Modern Warfare 2019? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Do you remember this quote? One of the things we really want to do with the game is we want to get new players into the game. We don't want them to just get punched in the mouth over and over again until they leave. We want to help the ecosystem, and we want a lot of players in the game having fun.
Wait. I know who this is. No. The ghost face voice doesn't fool me. Joseph! Joseph! What the fuck are you doing calling me?
See you soon.
Wait, no, don't hang up. Joseph, no! Joseph! Oh my god, that was terrifying. What do I do now? I don't know what he's talking about. Like, SBMM is dead. It's not in Battlefield 6. The matches today felt fair and good and like no manipulation. It's not even in Black Ops 7 anymore. So like what the fuck could he be calling me for? He did say to check my email, so I guess I will. Open it up here and 2 attachments. I guess I'll open up one and then I'll open up the other. I hope they're safe. I don't want some sort of Dorgasm virus on my PC, but I'll chance it for the commentary, I guess. So Ghost of Hope on Twitter, a prominent leaker, by the way, says this: Battlefield 6 is 100% outselling Black Ops 7. COD is going to be pretty cooked this year, and next, with GTA 6 coming as well, still going to enjoy BO7 because they're doing a lot right. But I wish the worst on MW4 and Infinity Ward after these past several years. This guy replies and says, it's tragic because Activision and IW will use the failure of BO7 as an excuse to go even harder on the shit practices they've been doing for the past 6 years. What are you talking about, though? He doesn't mean what I think he means, does he? Like I said, SBMM is dead. It's dead. 6 years. 6 fucking years. We have dealt with SBMM, aka EOMM, but it's fucking dead. It's gone. It doesn't work. Like, this proves it. They've taken it away this year, and Battlefield 6 isn't using it either. So, what is he talking about? Let's open up the other attachment, I guess. Here we go. XIW dev confirms that IW convinced Activision execs to put stricter SBMM into all Call of Duty games. What? The devs at IW made this decision, says Brian Bright. He is a confirmed ex-Call of Duty dev. IW even. I was pushing back, but unfortunately was not working on the multiplayer. Matthew replies and says, wait, for real? How come it was in all the games not made by IW as well? And Brian says they convinced the execs. What? Wait. So you're telling me that the cause of my frustration, the cause of my pain and anguish for the past 6 years is because of Joseph and his merry band of fucking morons? I understand that this is supposed to be a positive commentary where I go around reviving my teammates in Battlefield 6 and having a good fucking time. I understand that, and I am happy to be doing that. But you're telling me that this one shitfuck studio single-handedly ruined Call of Duty for 6 years. And even though we have a reprieve with Black Ops 7, which has piqued my interest a bit, not gonna lie, they're taking it away next year, and it might be worse than ever. Is that what is being implied here? All right, whatever. I don't really care. All right, I do not really care. I'm going to enjoy Battlefield 6. I'm going to play a little bit of Black Ops 7 now that they removed SBMM, and Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare 4 can just go fuck themselves. I won't play it. I'll keep playing Battlefield 6. I do not care. I got my game now. I'm good, man. I am totally good. Anyway, what was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted? Let's just get back to Battlefield 6 talk. I want to talk about the guns here. I'm actually a big fan of the LMG specifically, and you've got to be fucking kidding me. You know what, dude? Fine, I'll answer. I'll answer again. Whatever. Joseph, I do not care about Infinity Ward, Modern Warfare 4, or whatever you're going to do. So, go ahead. What do you got to say?
Tell me, what is your favorite shitty cosmetic in Black Ops 6?
I mean, six-fingered zombie Santa? I mean, it's a piece of shit, but it is funny. I do think it's quite iconic now, even how shitty it actually is and how it released and no one fucking noticed it. But why are you asking? What does it matter?
Let's just say you might want to check your email again. Oh, and one more thing. This video was amazing. Learned a lot.
You son of a bitch. Don't use my channel catch. Hello? Hello? Joseph. Oh, God, man. All right. I'll check my email again. What do we got now? What is this? EA buyout.mp4. Oh, yeah. They did get bought out recently. I haven't really looked into it, but it's a little weird it would happen, like, now. According to the thumbnail here, this is Drifter. I like his videos. Let's see what he has to say about this.
Who are the buyers who put up the money for this to secure the loans? Well, the largest percentage equity owner will be Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, or PIF for short. This is one of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world, and Saudi Arabia has been using it for decades now to try to divest itself from oil profits. So what plan does EA have moving forward? What's going to change? What's going to happen to the employees? Well, we don't really know the answers to most of these questions, but I can tell you that they appear to be planning a huge AI overhaul of the company. The Financial Times wrote, investors are betting that AI-based cost cuts will significantly boost EA's profits in coming years, at least according to people involved with the transaction. And this article continued that the deal is a huge bet that artificial intelligence can significantly cut EA's operating cost, allowing the Equity Consortium, which is a group, to manage a large debt load on a company that has historically carried very limited net debt. So what that probably means is they're going to replace a lot of administration and managers and art teams and developers and programmers and everybody all the way down the chain, as many human jobs as possible, with AI agents.
Guys, it just never ends. It just never, ever ends. Now, maybe Drifter's wrong. Maybe Ghost of Hope is wrong. Maybe that dev is wrong. Maybe IW is not in power anymore and they can't fuck over Call of Duty with egregious, disgusting SBMM. Maybe the Saudi government does not want to turn EA into an AI slop multi-billion-dollar investment. Maybe all of this is just, we're making a mountain out of a molehill. But I will say this. Battlefield 6 is fucking fun. I've had a great time playing it today. And regardless of this bad news, regardless of Joseph calling me with his best Ghostface impression, I think this year, at the very least, 2026 will be pretty good for gaming. I mean, we got Battlefield 6, we got an SBMM-less Black Ops 7, who, I mean, let's be honest here. They're getting outsold by Battlefield 6. I know some people don't want to believe it. I've covered the Tom Henderson Insider Gaming article. I don't think Tom wrote that, but the Insider Gaming article about how people are just automatically conditioned to buy Call of Duty every year. It's like a tradition or whatever. So that means it's going to outsell Battlefield 6, but I don't know about that, guys. Battlefield 6 on Steam charts broke another record and hit a concurrent player count of something like 747,000 plus players easily beating out Call of Duty's player count on Steam, which I get it. It's not the biggest game on Steam. It's much bigger on other platforms. However, we have to realize that that was a free-to-play title along with a premium $70 game. This, however, is just Battlefield 6. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that, and you have to pay for it. You have to pay for entry. It's not a free download that everyone and their mother can check out. Guys, I'll be honest with you. While I am looking forward to playing Battlefield 6 some more, and while I'm even looking forward to Black Ops 7 with no SBMM and Treyarch actually having to try, in fact, I'm not even really blaming Treyarch so much. I feel like, and maybe this is like me sticking up for him now that the year's over and they did something right by me, but I genuinely feel like Treyarch had to split one game into two, and one of the games was Black Ops 6, and then the other game was Black Ops 7. It feels like one game, which should have just been like Black Ops 6 and 7 kind of combined, turned into them splitting two different games into 2 different years because Activision made them. I mean, they did have about 4 years to work on both titles simultaneously, and they're just too similar for me not to think that. Not only that, but I said, like, I feels like the Black Ops 6 maps are not Treyarch maps. It feels like they were AI generated. And then the Black Ops 7 beta maps are way better. Traditional 3-lane. I mean, they're not like classics or whatever, but they're much better than what we have seen with Black Ops 6. It's like a different dev team made it, So with all that said, I think it's going to be a good year for FPS games. Hell, who knows? Halo might actually get out of the dumps as well. They might actually bring us a good game as well. But until then, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Guys, please let me know in the comments section below what you think of Battlefield 6. I will be spotting more in my next commentary, by the way. I realize I wasn't doing that like the whole match. I'm shaking off the rust, all right? But what do you think of Battlefield 6? What do you think of what I just showed you and all that? I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.